Everybody, it's me, Andrew. This is going to be a video that accompanies a blog post that is here. If you're watching this video, then you are either on YouTube and you haven't looked at the blog yet, which is below, or you're reading the blog and you've just gotten to the very end and you're like, oh, there's a video. So, either way, hi. So, this is going to be a video um, about how we can all be warriors of light. And even though the title sounds a little, oh my gosh, can we talk about this or whatever? I promise you that at the end of it, you are going to be a warrior of light. And I love how that sounds. It's really empowering, yet it's forceful at the same time. It kind of lets people know that you're not to be fucked with, really, pretty much, and that you will be peaceful if you are. And it's also a title that kind of gives all the lower energies the heebie-jeebies because they know that we are acting fully in our power as a being of divine light and love. So, but what are these lower energies? We talk about them all the time, like, oh, shield me from lower energies and all this kind of stuff. And I know that we all like to stay in the light as much as possible. And this post isn't to scare you or to take you from that light. But sometimes things need to be talked about so that when we encounter these things, and we will encounter these things as people that work on a spiritual path, it's important to know how to deal with them. So I'm going to be sharing some crazy stories that I've encountered, how I've dealt with them, to empower you to be in your light if these things ever happen to you. We're going to have two parts to this video, all in the same video though. And the first part is going to talk about lower energy and the names that lower energy has that people have associated with it. Part 2 is going to be your spiritual training tools that's going to help you to move into your power fully, and techniques to make sure that you and your home are cleared. And please keep in mind that these are my personal opinions, and you don't have to like everything I say. Just be respectful. If you comment some crazy foolishness in the comments, then I'm going to delete you, and I'm going to block you. So if you hear anything, I do have the window open over here, so you'll probably hear cars drive by or something like that. So here we go, part 1. This very thing is a topic that makes many of us, myself included, uneasy, but I felt the need to bring it up. When we bring hidden and scary stuff to the surface instead of stuffing it down and pretending like it doesn't exist, it has no more power over us. And so that is what I'm here to do. So lower energy has a few names that I'm going to talk about. It had the devil, demons, earthbound spirits, Donald Trump. They're all names for lower energy and things that we wish would go away. But let's really look at these things in more detail. The idea for this post actually came from a coworker who's a Christian, and we were talking about our spiritual beliefs, and she's a Christian who is very open-minded towards a lot of things, which actually is really cool, because she actually asks about what I believe and that kind of stuff, and she's really open-minded and she's really sweet. But this also made me think about how people like me who are on a different path, how we often get questions like, oh, aren't you afraid of the devil? Or don't you worship the devil? Or aren't you scared of demons? And I heard that tarot has demons in it and all this kind of stuff. And so I hope that that's you. I hope that if that's you, that this post serves you, right? So let's start with an easy one. So let's start with the devil. So, number one, I do not believe in a supreme ruler of evil in the world. I believe the devil was made up to scare people into doing good and to be a scapegoat for when those people fucked up. Because it's really easy to blame somebody else for your problems and blame somebody else for what you do wrong instead of owning up to it yourself. So, humans have an ego that is tied to these negative emotions and lower vibrational thoughts and actions. So our ego is responsible for the thoughts that say you can't do this, you shouldn't do that, you'll never make it, you're not good enough, that kind of thing. So I believe that our negative actions come from our ego. They come from the place that is not aligned with our higher self. The ego comes out of a place of desperation. The higher self comes out of a place of knowing that everything is how it should be. I also feel there is a significant reason why the devil card in tarot represents ego and addiction. The devil is often thought of as being someone who cares only about his carnal pleasure with no regard for others whatsoever. So this is where we begin to see people blaming the devil for their adultery, murder, etc., instead of owning up to it for themselves. The Satanic Church, which I'm not saying anything bad about them because they actually don't believe in the devil, they believe in the principles that Lucifer represents. So nothing bad against them. I have nothing negative to say about them because their tenets are actually not that bad. Like, I mean, they're against rape, and the Bible, promotes it. So you have to kind of take things that you like and leave other things. But their biggest thing is carnal pleasure, is giving into that pleasure, and in being, from what I have understood, the like having the spirit and the essence of Lucifer and what Lucifer represents, which is that carnal pleasure. So, but also that kind of comes with that lack of control, that lack of accountability that the ego has, that we want to blame the devil for whatever happens. So if I, go out and shoot somebody in the face, I can say, oh, the devil made me do it. That kind of thing. So I believe that we're all responsible for what we do. That's kind of my thoughts on the devil. There's no supreme evil. It's just we've made one over time. Next, we're going to talk about demons. So this is actually my first crazy story. When I was living with my first roommate in her house, it was my first time living away from home. I would always get super uneasy at night because when I was walking up the stairs, because my bedroom and her bedroom and the bathroom and their bathroom and laundry room upstairs. It was like a townhouse. So I would always get super uneasy walking up the steps because I saw, and this was before I really knew that I was clairvoyant. I thought it was just all in my mind. I saw this little creature like walking on four legs. He had like tattered wings and he had red eyes, and he would follow me up the stairs. And so I actually got to the point where I would run up the stairs and close my door and not come out until it was light outside. And it was really scary. And so at first I was like, oh, I've watched one too many scary movies, or, whatever. I've read one too many scary books. But then something else happened. I was reading a book by Dorian Virtue, and don't ask me to name it because I can't. I want to say it's probably the Angel Therapy Handbook. But I have so many books, I'm honestly not sure which one it is. But she described demons as a personification of man's fear. She described to a T what I saw, down to the red eyes and the wings, and I was like, wow. I was floored because that's exactly what I was seeing. And at this point in my life, I was vehemently against anything related to the church, and I still had this like overwhelming fear of going to hell for my new spiritual path. And that fear was so intense that it actually manifested into the form of what I saw to be a demon. This was actually really empowering for me because if I create something, then I can destroy it. And that's kind of how I felt about that. So I'm actually able to ask Archangel Michael to come in as I let go of my fear around my spiritual path, that never happened again. So next we're going to touch briefly on the energies who were once people. So they're earthbound spirits. So being a medium, I've seen quite a few spirits. I've seen spirits with people. I've had spirits come through in sessions. I've seen it. And the ones that I have seen are all perfectly at peace. But now the ones that aren't at peace, they're called earthbound spirits. And they're people who have passed away and they haven't gone to the light. This can be because they died traumatically, or they didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or they had unfinished business. From the encounters I've heard about, I wouldn't really say that they are going to hurt you. I would just say if you don't want them, just say go away. And to deal with Donald Trump, impeach him. Oh my god, that made me laugh so hard when I put him in there. It just came so naturally. So that's how you deal with that lower energy and negativity. But you may also come across negativity, like just in your everyday life, like with people around you. So you may be walking in the grocery store, and you just feel really like negative vibes around this one person. You're like, there are people that have a ton of negative energy around them. Maybe not legions of demons, but they just make you uneasy and icky. There's a ton of reasons for this. These people could just be very pessimistic, grumpy, unhappy people, or they could be carrying around a ton of emotional baggage from traumas in their lives or the lives of their loved ones, or there could be a lot going on there that is just in that negative state. When you come into contact with these people, be very, very careful with your energy, because these people, the energy of these people will like automatically be drawn to take your energy to make that person feel better, because it's drawn to the energy and the light that you give off. So be very careful about that. It'll leave them feeling better, but you'll be in like a funk. So we're actually talking about that in part 2, which is coming up now. So part 1 was where we saw how our fears can manifest. So now we're going to talk about your spiritual tool belt for dealing with these energies. So tool number 1 is the best tool of all, is Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is the angel that you see with rippling muscles, and he's gorgeous, and he makes you go like this. But he also has a sword of light and a halo of rich purple. This angel is a warrior in his own right, and that is his purpose. He protects us from, shields us from, and eliminates all lower and negative energy. If you're ever worried or you're scared, ask Archangel Michael to help you, and he 100% will. You will notice a change in air pressure when Archangel Michael is around. So when you take a deep breath and you ask for Archangel Michael to come, you're going to feel his presence. He's a very commanding, he has a very commanding presence, so you'll know. He can be everywhere at once. You're never ever bothering him by calling on him. And my second story actually involves him. So actually in this video, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But so this room right here is my bedroom, right here directly behind me. So at night I leave this door cracked so my cat can come out and wonder like if she needs to potty or something. And so one night I felt this really negative energy, and it was standing right here. And it was like staring at me, right? It was right here. And I felt the energy. It was a tall energy with a hat, and it was just very dark and dense and really unsettling. And I was actually really, really scared, because I actually keep Archangel Michael spray directly in front of me on my altar, in the cabinet. And I had to get past what I saw to get there. So after I turned every light in the house on that I could, and made a dash for my Archangel Michael spray, and used that spray and asked Archangel Michael to help clear this energy. And the energy was really stubborn. It didn't want to go away, but I got it out. And it was really scary, but I cleansed my house in the middle of the night with Archangel Michael, and after that everything was fine. So Archangel Michael is definitely a go-to for helping you with this kind of stuff. So actually the timer was just 14:44, which is awesome. Tool number 2 is white light. It takes 3 seconds. All you have to do is visualize white light from heaven all around you, filling you up, being around you, covering your space, head to toe, like all around you. This keeps negative energy from coming to you. Tool number 3 is called a mirror ball. I learned this from James Van Praagh. So basically you picture a ball of light around you with mirrors facing out like a disco ball. The negative energy will come at you, see itself in its reflection, be scared itself, and then run away. Tool number 4 is sage and space clearing. So clearing your home in your personal space is really important, and making sure everything stays the way that it needs to and you don't gain any unwanted visitors. I use colored candles for each element. So I have a yellow candle for air, I have a green candle for earth, a red candle for fire, a white candle for spirit, a blue candle for water, and a candle with Archangel Haniel on it. So I use all those candles. I light those candles, and that's a way of clearing my space. I also use Palo Santo wood that I was using earlier, and I have sage spray that I use as well. So that's how I clear my space, and I might do a video about that later on. Tool number 5 is just simply your intention. Setting your intention to channel light into all that you do. So in all you say, think, do, and feel, make sure that you're asking that the light come through. And this gives you little wiggle room for anything to fall into negativity. And when you do fall into negativity, when you do have a negative thought, say, I choose again, and you'll be on the right path. It's like a reset button. So just know that that's actually really, really important when helping clear your energy and making sure that your energy is where it needs to be. Tool number 6 is simply, this is the last tool, and it is simply knowledge. Know who you are. You are a badass warrior of divine light and love. You are literally stardust. You are part of the very force that created you. So self-doubt and self-sabotage are really negative, and when they are left unchecked, they can really bring your energy down. And when your energy is down, your guards are down, and that invites lower energies to come and latch onto you. And we don't want that. So knowing who you are and constantly reminding yourself of it is a surefire way to grow in your power and in your confidence. So once again, please note this video and this post were not to scare you. They were to empower you and to encourage you to live in your power. You are literally so powerful that your thoughts can manifest. So make sure you are manifesting what you want to see. If you would like to work with me in any way, shape, or form, you can click the link below. Or if you are already on my site watching this video in my blog post, you can click the readings tab above. If you would like an energy clearing, a chakra energy clearing, you can totally get one of those. We can kind of go through your chakras, see which ones need rebalancing and healing. And like I said, I offer mediumship readings, past life readings, and tarot readings. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I hope this video helps you. Let me know in the comments about topics that you would want me to talk about in the future. And we shall see if that happens. But I'm always looking for new things to talk about and new things to explore. So I will be seeing you guys very soon. Angel blessings. Bye.